This is Coach Butler with Trade Academy Pro. Welcome to our session tonight. It is July 8th, 2024. And so we're going to go over the markets today and what happened in the markets today, look at our wish list, and come through with looking at how to work on an analysis using your indicators. I understand there's a lot of discussion out there about AI and all of these things right now that are out there. The algorithms that an AI would give you are already in place if you understand what you're looking at with your charting. So on tonight, we're going to take a look. Like I said, let's take a look at our wish list. Our watch list. So if you are watching me, you are a member of Trade Academy Pro. If you will go to the next tab on the home page, which is watch list and news, and let's tap on that. And again, on this page, you will find your newsletter, which we'll be putting a newsletter out before the end of July. Also, this week's earnings report, and we can see Wells Fargo this week. A lot of this week and next week, we will have a lot of the financials that will share their earnings report. This is just advertising for training with Trade Academy Pro with our three instructors, myself, my wife, and also with Coach Rob. Coach Rob does the investment piece of property investment piece here at Trade Academy Pro. And then we have our watch list for Forex, and also watch list for Forex. And then let's go and stop this right here. Just trying to kick up some dust here. So let's go to our watch list for today. So let's look at NVIDIA. We had some questions about NVIDIA when we'll have a signal on NVIDIA. I want to encourage you guys, like I said, if you're a part of Trade Academy Pro, you know there are three platforms we want you to use. These platforms are free. My thing is, if you're paying us, and part of my job is to find what's free for you out there, where you can also not only invest, learn, also invest for free, and also use some tools that are for free. And so let's go to NVIDIA on today and see what the big bad NVIDIA did on today. And you guys constantly, and I will constantly talk about the RSI. I say again, I've had no other indicators. The RSI is one of the best indicators, best tools that is out there in as far as your indicators are concerned. Your RSI, very, very simple. Oversold, overbought, oversold, up and down, very simple. Your indicators are very simple. You have your 30 and you have your 70, and we use those are set parameters that come with RSI. I don't change them. If I'm trading, I'm looking at trading, or if I'm investing, those parameters are pretty well universal, and they work for what we have to do. They're pretty good indicators. So let's run through a couple of indicators, guys, because again, I want you guys to get the stuff, very, very simple stuff. Let's look at some head and shoulders pattern and what happens when we see a head and shoulders pattern. We have one here. Let's mark them real quick. So we can just about see what happens with the head and shoulders pattern. Head and shoulders pattern. And then the next and I'm just showing you guys, this is, we probably need to come back and teach on this at another date. But mostly with the head and shoulders pattern, we are looking at, usually there's a rundown of supply, looking at your volume, rundown of supply, and then a small bump up in a trend. And there's a small bump in a trend. Again, like I said, trying to get you to understand using all of these indicators. These indicators are also here, right here in your RSI. You got your head and shoulders, same thing you see up there, and then a rise until the stock becomes overbought, until it becomes overbought. And then you can see what happens after it's overbought. Then the stock is driven back down, beaten down, as some guys like to say, beaten down like a dog. That's why I love the RSI. That's why I use volume. That's why we use volume. Volume tells us a lot of what's getting ready to happen with a stock. Let's lock that because I want you guys to see how this tool works. Next thing is up. Rundown of supply. Next thing is that it goes up. These are all good indicators on trading, guys. All great indicators on trading. You know, using the volume volume methodology. And you can see the volume is run down. Next thing is that you have a bump. Let's see, we have somebody. Okay, so like I said, using the volume method, and this is volume here. Volume runs down, then there's a bump. Volume runs down, there's a bump. Volume runs down, and you can see that on our bottom row here, if we were going to use that methodology, that the volume runs down, and then there's usually a bump. Even if we are talking about the head and shoulders, the volume runs down, and before all the volume runs out, you can see that the pattern runs back up. We got a pattern that runs back up. All these are good indications, guys. If we're looking at having a sales signal, all of these are our sales signals, that head and shoulders. Let's mark another head and shoulders pattern. Let's mark another head and shoulders pattern. If I can get to my drawing tool here. Head and shoulders, and then you got that bump. And like I said, if you were going to be trading, you know, day trading, or if you were doing some short-term trading, this is another indicator on when you're having that signal without using some of the more algorithmic signals that we teach. Okay, same thing here, head and shoulders. Let me get back to my tool real quick. Head and shoulders. And you can see that little bump, the green is the bump. Same thing here, and this is in the video. Green here, because you have that head and shoulders pattern. Also, we're looking at how the volume, running down the volume. And every time volume runs down, then the supply has to pick back up. Volume runs down, volume runs down, volume runs down, and then supply picks back up. We get that key indicator that once the volume runs down, then we're maxed out here. Same thing. Volume runs down here. Volume runs down here. And that volume, and you can see that it begins to go back up. That if we're just using, I'm just showing you guys, if we were just going to use just a few indicators, that we didn't even get into the algorithmic indicators that we're going to show you tonight. Just these indicators, the RSI, and like I said, I don't care when I'm talking. Like I said, if I
probably
have
around
RSI, I don't need anything else. I don't need volume. I don't need To be honest with you, I don't even need my charting if I have the RSI, because because the RSI is going to give you those levels of oversold and overbought, oversold and overbought. It's going to give you those levels. It's going to give you the indicator of what the market is going to do. The market is very, very simple. It goes up, it goes down, goes up, goes down. It's just a process of knowing what you're looking at. That if it is oversold, mark it again at the 30. I think I want a rectangle on this one. If it's oversold here, that means that it's hitting bottom. Guys, it has no other place to go other than up. It's not going to go anywhere else other than up. And so once we see just RSI, I'm going to ride that all the way here. And so let's just see from if we were to buy at the bottom of the 30 and see what would we're going to match that right here. So you can see this green right here, and we were going to just match just using the RSI right here. We have about a $5 move right here. That's just using the RSI. There's a $5 move right here, and then we can see where the stock becomes oversold. It's overbought. Then it becomes oversold, and it has no other way to go. And again, like I said, other than down. So let's mark that here. Mark that right there. When it hits the 70, that means it has nowhere else to go other than down. It's going to do just exactly that. It's going to go down. All right, you can see that right here. And you can see the direction it's going. It goes back down. It follows the volume pattern as well. Same thing here. It's overbought, then it's going all the way down till it's oversold. Same thing. So when it gets here, here's my buy signal. Here is my buy signal. The volume right here is in the red. In other words, the sellers have taken control. And then you can see right here where you can see right here where it is oversold. And then the next thing is that it's going to take a ride up. And so, like I said, just using the RSI as your main indicator puts you in a position that you can do very well in seeing what the market is going to do. That's why I said I can teach you charting. I will. I have no problem with teaching you how to chart your stock, or how to chart your investments. But also I want you guys to learn this stuff here. Let's clear all this stuff out. Let's clear all this stuff out, all of this stuff. Let's clear it all out. And so let's take a look at a few indicators that become very, very, that I feel will help you in your investing. We have a few. I have a few. We have double EMA. All right. The double EMA, and with the double EMA, there's a few things as you're taking notes. There's a few things I want you to do with the double EMA. So let's go to our settings for the double EMA. We're going to take double EMA, we're going to make it 12. All right. And then on the style, we're going to, so we can see it, because it also runs through the green candle. We're also going to use the WMA, and we're going to highlight it in white. Along with the WMA, I want to make it a double-edged sword, because we're going to take the WMA and also the super trend strategy. We're going to take the super trend strategy, and also we have some work I want you to do with that, because there's some moving averages. I want you to take the two to make it better. Let's see here. So we want our inputs. on our ARP, let me see, ARP is 12. Okay, ARP is 12. And let's change our WMA. That should be, the length on that should be 200 instead of 12. I had it backwards. That length on that one's going to be 200. Okay. And I'm going to show you why that makes a difference, why it makes a difference. So on we change, and usually when we're working on the indicator for the double EMA and the super trend, I wanted this list, the line to be white on the WMA and 200, because I want you to look at your moving average on your super trend. Very, very simple. You got to buy and sell. It's very, very simple, buy and sell. But we're almost using this as if we were using the Ikamatashi cloud. Not only your 200-day moving average, do you want to have the 200-day moving average going through your double EMA, you want to keep your green, you want to keep your buy or your green above the white line, above that 200, like here. You want to keep it above 200. Not only that, this is a good, strong buy signal right here. That the moment the red, this is, and I'm just going to kind of, I'm trying to put it in a position and put in a where it's understandable. Okay. Even though you got a sell signal here, okay. Even though it's above the 200, there is a good possibility that when you buy here, you're going to have a strong trend here. Even though it's running down in the RSI, I still have a strong trend. Let's mark that because I want you to see it for yourself. We have a strong trend. We want it above. We want that buy to be above that 200-day moving average, above that 200-day moving average. You don't have to buy everything, guys. You don't have to buy everything. But we want it to be above that 200-day moving average. Let me take that off so we can move this thing. All right. Come on. Come on. All right, there we go. So we want it to be above that 200-day moving average, above that white line. That's letting me know this is a strong, strong buy. That the moment, that's my buy right there, above that 200-day moving average. All right. Let's see if we got some more. All of this is a sell. It's under the 200-day moving average. If you're not using the RSI, let's take the RSI out the picture. If you're not using the RSI and you're using this methodology, if I was going to short this stock, I'm going to short the stock for everything that is beneath that 200-day moving average. In other words, if I was running a put, I would generate my put everything underneath that 200-day moving average under the double EMA. So my super trend, as long as it's up under that white line, this is all a sell. To me, all of this is a sell. Starting there, all of that is a sell. All that is a sell. And even though it's moving, but everything beneath that 200-day moving average, and I may not be able to draw it in like I want to. I don't think I am going to be able to. We're going to kill that. Kill that drawing. But everything underneath this, everything underneath that 200-day moving average that started right here is we're going to put that as a put. If we're trading options or we're shorting this stock, as long as the green does not cross back above that 200-day moving average, all of this is going to be sell. I'm selling all this. If I had a put, I'm going to generate a put for all of this volume that's going down, all this movement that's going down. I hope that makes sense, guys. This is a buy because it's above the 200-day moving average. The green is above it. Even if it culminates into some red, as long as it's above that 200-day moving average, it is a buy. Even if I had bought it right here, even with the red being above the 200-day moving average slightly, but it would indicate to me that all of this that is above the 200-day moving average is going to be a buy. The confirmation that I get is right here. Like I said, it's right here. When it turns green, when the WMA turns green, it gives me a buy signal and goes above the 200-day moving average. This thing is going to run for a little while. It is going to run for a while. All right, let's take a look at some other stocks that we got. Today, Qualcomm, one of our other heavy hitters that we have on our watch list that I absolutely love. Qualcomm also is above the 200-day moving average. It's not coming out no time soon, guys. This is a beast right here. This is a beast right here. As you can see, all of this is above the 200-day moving average. You got your buy signal here, but you have your confirmation. Well, actually, you have your confirmation right there. It stays above. There's a little bit of a dip here. You can see what the volume is. Volume exerts itself, or the buyers exert themselves, but it does stay. This all of this is above the 200-day moving average. This is all good, good buy right here. So on the 28th, if you bought on the 28th, when we got the buy signal, let's mark it real quick, guys. Let us mark it real quick. All right. So we got the buy right here on the 28th at 96.39. And right now we are crest above about $12 or more right now. If let's see, we should still be, let's go to extended hours and see where we're at. It's still running. It is at 208, 36. Our higher high is 210. So we're almost at a $10 move. But as you can see, as I said about it on the 28th, let's take the extended out. As I said about it on the 28th, that since the 28th of June, this bad boy has been running. It's been running. And so if you were looking for a buy signal, this is another indicator using that super trend. This gives you a little bit of a longer extension on your buy signal and your sell. If you want to have an opportunity to have a longer signal, have a little bit more confidence in what you're looking at. This is a little bit more complicated, but it also gives you a better idea of what the stock is doing. That as of the 28th, you can see the movement. It starts to drop. You didn't panic because you can see where it was still there above the it was still above the 200-day moving average. Like I said, you had some kind of yellow candles, to be cautious about, but then it went up and then it stayed above the 200-day moving average. So the Qualcomm is still a good, viable option for you. Let's go on and kill this. We're going to hit another indicator before we get out of here. All right. Some of our easier indicators that we take a look at. Now, this one is the MACD. Kind of gives us the same look that we had with, gives us the same look that we just had with the WMA 200-day moving average. This is a MACD with a 200-day moving average. It gives you your buy your confluence on your buy would have been on the 3rd instead of the 28th, as we had with the double EMA 200-day moving average. You can see this one gives you a little bit more signal, gives you a little bit more strength in it, tells you where you're bullish. That is definitely a good bullish move. You can see that your buy signal, your strong buy signal was right here on the 3rd, on Wednesday. You had a strong buy signal on the 3rd and moved into, it even tells you that it's moving into bullish territory. That, hey guys, just run with it. So it gives you your bullish signal right here. And keep in mind the green with the with the MACD 200-day moving, everything that's above here is all your buy. This is all your buy, Again, like I said, a little bit more of a simplistic indicator. All of this is your sell. This is your put. All of this is your put. So it's running all the way down. Volume is running down. Everything is running down. But all of this that you see underneath the red line is your sell. And then this is your buy. Your buy signal is right here when it crosses. And in fact, if you were to be a little bit more on the safe side, your buy signal is right here when this line with that 200-day moving average turns into green. That is a solid buy signal. That's a solid buy signal, because the further that your price action and your 200-day moving average are apart from each other, the stronger your signal, In other words, all of this inside of here is solid buy. Even though we got the volume here, I'm going to take the volume out. I'm going to take volume out. I think I'm going to take volume out. Yeah, here we go. I'll take the volume out. All right. And so this is our other indicator. We have a few more minutes, but this is your MACD. Like I said, it gives you your buy signal, also gives you your sell signal. This is your buy signal. When that bad boy crosses right here, let's go back a little bit when it was looking pretty. All right. All of this was your buy signal, Your sell signal was given right here. Your sell signal, when those two cross each other, your volume is crossing. All of this that's going on right here, your volume is crossing. Your 200-day moving average is crossing. You can see I'm giving an indication. I had did this prior to that this stop was going to go down. And you can see you had a run up, and then it did exactly what we were expecting it to. But then when it crosses over that red, even though you've already had a cross right in here, let's mark it. You've already had a cross signal right there, a cross signal telling you that it was time to sell. You can see that it turns bearish. Everything turns bearish and starts to move in a downward direction. And then when it's red, solid red, everything underneath that tells you that's all a sale. This is all a sale. This is all put if you're dealing with options. But we can see right here where we start to cross over and we get that buy signal. All right. Let's take a look at another indicator. Let's look at another stock as we take a look at another indicator. The other indicator, let's take a look at Wells Fargo. Like we said, earnings is this week. So let's take a look at Wells Fargo. So if you have Wells Fargo on your I'm getting my WFC, Wells Fargo, WFC. I used to know all these things. Don't know them like I used to. Wells Fargo, you can see where you have a solid buy signal. Looks like it may be crossing over, but keep in mind, Wells Fargo is on our list because they have their earnings report this week. They have their earnings report this week. Let's look at another indicator. So this is a buy. All of this is a buy right here. If your moving average, this blue line, crosses over and goes down, that's going to be your sell. We're not quite at a sell. We're close. We're not quite at the sell yet. In fact, let's go on and let's see. Let's turn that line to white so you can see blue. Nope, that's not what I'm trying to do. That was green. Let's turn that back. Plot, here we go. My plot color. I'm gonna leave it there, but our strong plot line is right here. That's gonna be yellow. And let's make it very strong because that strong plot line, when this crosses your 200-day moving average, that's going to be our strong buy or sell signal. That's going to be our strong buy or sell signal. All right. That yellow line, when that yellow line crosses the green, let's take a look. One more indicator very quickly, and then we're going to be done. Is going to be, and I always share this one because it's so easy, is the golden cross. The golden cross. We don't need to change any of the colors or any of the settings for the golden cross. I think it's set fairly well as it stands. It gives you a cross when it is time to buy, and a cross. Let's give you a cross when it's time to sell, a cross when it's time to buy. Get the cross when it's time to buy, and then it'll give you a cross when it's time to sell. The only thing with this is sometimes it runs, it doesn't get you to your peak where you can, where it will give you a sell signal. You'll lose, like here, you lost maybe 50 cents to 70 cents before you got a sell signal. Not very much, but when you day trading and you're day trading hundreds of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars, sometimes 70 cents can mean the difference between $700 and $7,000 sometimes. So you want one that's as tight as possible. But if you're just looking for a signal that's going to give you a good buy, a good sell, good buy signals, this is a good one. And also the William Alligator, and we'll discuss the alligator on our next meeting together. Let's close up the cross. Let's remove the cross. Again, the alligator is going to give you a little bit more of a tighter window of when to buy and when to sell. When to buy, when to sell. Green is on top, blue is on the bottom. In other words, the alligator's mouth is open. This gives you a good indication of when to buy. Your buy signal is right here when they cross. When that blue and the green cross, that gives you your buy signal. When the blue is on top, when it crosses right here, that gives you an indicator of when to sell. Same thing. Your buy is right here. Your sell is right here. Same thing. Your sell is right here because now the green is on bottom, or the green is on the bottom. As you can see, even though it came on top a little bit, but that gives you your sell signal. All of that is your sell signal. Well, with that, guys, I appreciate you all being with us on Trade Academy Pro on tonight. Like I said, this is our session of July 8th, 2024. And I want to thank you all for being here with us. Again, we don't teach prosperity, we teach principles, and we teach beginners how to become winners. If you have any questions on your class on tonight, please get in contact with me, and we will do our level best to answer it. If you have any questions that you would like or anything you would like us to teach on, please get with us. Like I said, we're giving you guys the basics right now until you guys give us an indication of something else that you're looking at, something else you're looking for, then we would continue on with the way that we're going through our watch list. Right now, like I said, we're teaching you guys how to play the earnings. If you're day trading, how to play the earnings. If you're options trading, how to play the earnings. I know for our group, we have a few stocks that we're looking at. Like I said, myself, there are 3 that I'm heavily vested in. I have some strong positions in: Microsoft, Qualcomm, and also NVIDIA. 3 strong ones. But also we put out signals for your day trading. If you're day trading on Monday, we put out signals for day trading on Monday. If you get with me and say, Dr. Butler, I want some signals for every day of the week, beginning at 4 o'clock in the morning. If you put in the time, I'll put in the time with you. But like I said, for the most part, our signals that we have, our day trading signals, are strong signals that we have. As you can see, the bold is that it's been there for quite some time. And if it's light like Wells Fargo and MAMA, may be there for a week or 2. And then we're going to give you indicators for the following week. And those should carry over. If they're not strong enough to carry into the next week, you'll see them drop off when we come into that next week. So these are the ones that we're looking at next week as far as the earnings is concerned. BlackRock, Johnson & Johnson, also we're looking at Goldman Sachs as well. And so those should move over to next week. I give you these in case you want to swing trade these. These are good opportunities to swing trade. Let's look at just Goldman Sachs very quickly. As far as financials are concerned, that you can use your indicators and go on and start buying now. And you can see you already have this is a sale right here on Goldman Sachs, but you had a buy signal right here. There's a buy signal here, and you've had up and down that has happened with Goldman Sachs. But as it pertains to next week, and let's look at the extended on that. Next week is the earnings call, and so you want to position yourself, if at all possible. You want to position yourself, and let's go to a month moving average that we still have an upward trend with Goldman Sachs. So we're playing the long game. We're still looking at a upward momentum for Goldman Sachs. Sometime this week, if you're going to swing trade this for next week, you may want to look at, and we'll run the analysis, but as I look at the trend, we have Goldman Sachs on that this should be a viable one for next week when the earnings call happens on next week. Same thing with BlackRock. I think it's BLK, I think. Yeah, BLK. Same thing with BlackRock. You can see since the 2nd of July, there's been an upward trend on BlackRock. Let's just take away the alligator. Take away the alligator, you can see, and also let's get rid of the extended hours. Just let's look at what it's doing in regular hours. Let's get our RSI back out. Okay. And you can see that it's kind of middle of the road, but there's an opportunity here, or should I say, we've had a buy signal here on the 27th, and it is moving in an upward trajectory again, knowing that it is going to have an earnings call next week, positions us to buy, take some positions in BlackRock, even if we're taking an options position in BlackRock. All right, guys. Well, that is it. Again, this is Coach Butler with Trade Academy Pro, where beginners become winners. We will see you on next week. Take care.